As if the federal conviction of its disgraced former CEO Aaron Zahn wasn't enough, then News4JAX raised questions about pay raises for current JEA executives. Now a new cloud is hanging over the city-owned utility, a lavish holiday party held just a couple of months before customers learned the basic rate for their electric service was being raised. News4JAX reporter Jim Piggott has been following various JEA sagas for years and shows us what could come as a result of this latest development.
So I'm out here at JEA headquarters talking to people about that holiday party and what it actually meant and what it actually means for the future of JEA. These are photos supplied to us by JEA showing scenes from the holiday party at the Florida Theater last December. There was catered food, an open bar, and even magicians who just can't seem to make the troubles for JEA disappear. The cost, according to these invoices also supplied by JEA, is over $72,000. The space at the Florida Theater was free, but the party, supplies, and entertainment, including the alcohol, was not. This is coming to light now as some JEA whistleblowers are calling attention to what they believe are spending problems by JEA's management. The CEO was not available to talk to us today about the party, but the head of communications says it was a holiday event to thank employees.
For those people who see the story about this, what we want them to know is that we are saying thank you to our workers for a number of key things. Keeping bills the lowest in the state in terms of metropolitan utility services, for continuing to provide 24/7 reliability and resiliency, and putting this utility back on a firm, independently verified financial footing. Those are some remarkable achievements in the face of 3 years of adversity.
And you don't think that price tag is out of line?
Again, we would look at it on a per head basis. We do not think at the holidays providing $70 per attendee or $30 per employee is unreasonable to mark the holidays.
Michael Boylan is the city council liaison to the JEA board. He says this party and the money spent just sends a bad message.
And I can understand and appreciate where management is looking at the saying we want to kind of celebrate the challenging couple of years we've had and how we've overcome those. But at the same time, it's a lot of money, and it's being paid by the ratepayers. You have to question a little bit the judgment to do that.
JEA has also been under fire recently for the way it handled some of the top management with huge raises and the fact that some don't even live in Jacksonville. Much came to light after our investigation looking into those pay raises. And Boylan says we could see some major changes soon at JEA.
Absolutely, things are going to change, but it's made very clear by Chair Bobby Stein at the last meeting just last week that they're bringing in a consultant in to do a little more oversight to build a greater bond between management and the board.
What those changes might be is not known. We could learn more at future board meetings. Jim Piggott, Channel 4, the local station.
We've been asking you, how do you feel about JEA spending $72,000 on a holiday employee party? We've received lots of responses, and our readers so far are split. Some are in support of the party. Sandy shared, "I think they received a very nice deal and employees should be rewarded once in a while." Amanda wrote, "How do you feel about having power restored after a storm? How would you feel about being called out in the middle of your family holiday or even just dinner due to an emergency power outage, working in less than favorable conditions, sleeping in your work vehicle or days to get other places back up and running due to natural disasters? These people deserve a nice party. They work long hours and risk their lives every day to keep the power on." Other readers are upset over the cost. An anonymous reader shared, "I think that it's insane to spend that much on anything that has no value to it. I mean, I bet they didn't consider customers who couldn't afford to pay their electricity bill during the Christmas time. It's inconsiderate of them to do such a thing, then force the public to foot the bill. That is madness." Mary shared, "This is not okay in this time of inflation and uncertainty. I work for a large company, and management does not pour out loads of money to throw extravagant parties to show their appreciation. There are many other, more financially responsible ways to show employees they are valued and appreciated. Whomever is running the show at JEA should know better and show better stewardship of the finances they control on behalf of our city."